My name's Kevin Baas from Prior Lake, Minnesota. I'm a high school shop teacher at Lakeville. I got 1968 Dodge A108 Sportsman camper van today and 1939 Knucklehead up front there. Knuckle's my 39. It's a stroke EL, so short rib case pre-war knuckle, which is kind of a no-no for people to have them built like that because it's a time bomb. But man, I love it. I race it. I'm all over the country on it. I've had it down at Harley-Davidson for the 115th. I was racing on the beach. I do ice racing with it in the winters. And man, it's just a good old bike. A lot of parts on it that I collected from good friends across the country. So it's got a lot of soul to it, and it's not a true correct 39. The tanks are 48 and different things. But the way it all came out, it's like I don't want to change it. I just love it the way it is. Yeah, that motor, actually, when I first got that motor, I didn't have the correct frame yet, so that is a 39 frame it's in. I was in Born Free. I was a builder for Born Free 5 and 6, and but just put the feelers out there. You go out there and everybody knows everybody, and they can find you parts you need. And was looking for a 39 frame. Some buddies said, yeah, there's a guy over here's got one, so I was able to score that from him. And then once I got the 39 frame and put the motor in, then it was more of a chopper, at the time, and now it's kind of evolved to that bobberish look that it is now, and more of a cut down kind of racy bobber. So no, I got a couple of them. I got a 47, a 46. My wife's got a 46. I got a S&S custom knuckle. I got flatheads. I got a 1942 UL flathead. I got a 58 pan head, a 57 pan head, a 55 K model little dirt track racer, a 77 iron head, 78 iron head, 85 iron head, and a 58 XLCH. So quite a few things in my stash. Yeah, usually when I ride, if I'm going to go anywhere like on a distance ride, I take my 47, which is called Elvis. I named him. He's got some old beat up chrome tanks on him, and that's the first knuckle I've ever owned, first one I built, and that's the one I rode all the way from Lakeville, Minnesota to California for Born Free 3. And when I got out there, I met Grant and those guys that are putting on the show, and we were talking about, hey, you should, they heard about what I was doing with the kids, and I was like, well, the show's too early in the year, I'm still in school. So they actually bumped the show till school would be out for me, so then I could become an invite builder for those 2 years. So Elvis is the one I rode all the way out there, man. It was cool, like experience like none other, going through the mountains, Route 66, $1 million highway, all on that old tank ship knuckle, and it's like, I'm glad I did it when I did, because I'm 50 years old now and I'm starting to slow down, so rides like that are getting a little tougher for me to pull off, but I'm still gonna do some big trips on it, and until eventually I give it to my boys. I guess one of the coolest things about that is, it was a good friend of my dad's down in Milwaukee who owned the motor, and he was talking to some people about selling the motor, and what was neat is like he kind of chose me as the next caretaker for it. He knew he could have got more money by throwing it on eBay or whatever, and it could have went somewhere out of the state or out of the country. And he wanted it to go to somebody he knew that would love it and take care of it and keep it in their collection. And so he chose me as the one, like, if you're interested in this motor, I want you to be the next caretaker. So it's in here now, and like I say, it's gonna go to one of my boys someday, hopefully, and they'll love it as much as I do. So the chopper class kind of evolved through the years. I've been teaching almost 30 years now. And when I first started teaching, I was kind of doing a little bit of everything. I didn't really have my spot at that school. And once I started working on my curriculum, I was just going through my head, like, how can I make this class fun? You want kids to be safe, you want them to learn good skills, but you want them to have fun. If they're not having fun, they're not going to take the class anymore. And I had my 58 XLCH Ironhead, my first Harley. It was I blew it up on a trip one summer, so it had been sitting forever, and I thought, I'm going to bring that in and we'll work on it and see if any kids want to stay after school, do like a little chopper club. And lo and behold, man, I had like 3-4 kids first couple days. All of a sudden it was 7 kids. Next thing I know, there's 15 kids. And I was like, I'm on to something here. A lot of these kids were skipping out of normal school, but they would come after school to hang out with me and learn about welding and fabrication and wanted to work on that bike. And it was right before like all the TV shows and the chopper craze went crazy. So I hit it at kind of a good time. And once I had enough excitement after school, I had the principal come down and look at all the kids that were in there, and he's just like, man, yeah, if you want to make this class, go ahead and put together some curriculum. We'll present it to the board and see what they say, and they approved it, and that's all she wrote. History was set. The van I picked up from a good buddy in North Dakota, Minot. I saw when he picked it up, and it had a worn out inline 6 in it, and he swapped a 360 into it out of an old Dodge RV that had low miles. And so I was always on him like, dude, if you ever sell that van, I want that thing. It's so cool. And a couple of years went by, and finally, lo and behold, he just got a hold of me and said, man, I'm coming to town for your pre-Donnie Smith Show party. I can bring that van. I will trailer it down for you and drop it off. I'm like, sold, do it. So I've had it ever since. My wife loves it. She drives it all the time. It's kind of more her van than anything. She takes it whenever she can, but it's cool because, you know, we can put the top up, we can put a couple bikes in there, bring our display stuff to vend, and, you know, just have a good time. Like coming up here this morning, like everybody that comes up, they're getting next to you, giving you a thumbs up, and it's pretty cool, man. It's fun. No, vans are actually something new to me. Like I love the style and stuff. I just really haven't done much work on them yet. So this one, you know, is obviously going to need some love. So I'm planning on doing not a full restoration because I like the original paint aspects, but I want to fix up the little dents and dings and kind of the rust spots, and then redo the interior and have like the full kitchenette in there and make it so that we can actually take it, you know, across country and sleep in it. You know. My name's Kevin Teach Baas, Prior Lake, Minnesota. You can find me on Instagram. It's Kevin Teach Baas, or Facebook, same thing.